Sugar Daddy Podcast, yo. Learn how to make them pockets grow. Financial freedom's where we go. Smart investments, money flow.
Welcome, everybody, to the Sugar Daddy Podcast, where we help you build a clear financial plan so you can feel confident and in control of your money. We are back from Europe, and we are talking about Paris today.
Yes. First time for myself. You've been to Paris before.
Yes, I've been to Paris.
But
But I will say, my previous experience in Paris, I came back and I was like, no, I don't love Paris. Like, I don't know what everybody's like big deal is. But this time, I loved Paris.
Yeah, and I definitely had like some preconceived notions that I've heard from other people, like in regards to maybe the people there aren't the most friendliest, or
Mhm.
Paris is,
Well, they're French.
yeah, or Paris is dirty. In all honesty, that was not my experience whatsoever. At least where we were in Paris, I thought it was extremely clean, especially for a large city.
Yeah.
And everyone I encountered was extremely friendly.
Yes, we had a wonderful couple of days in Paris. So when we left Barcelona, we had a late flight. Again, we booked with points and miles. So sometimes you don't get, the best opportunity to pick your times. So we left Barcelona at like 9 p.m., got to Paris at 11 something. We ended up staying at a hotel right outside of the airport. Took a little bit of figuring out. Wasn't like as easy as I would have hoped, but we got through it and had a nice night's rest, had good breakfast the next morning, and then we went to our Airbnb. So I thought the area that we were in, it was the Marais area. I'm always going to mispronounce it.
Yeah, I don't speak French.
But it was a very like bustling part of Paris. I thought it was so cute. Tons of cafes, tons of restaurants. Again, easy access to like the subway, the bus. We again did public transit everywhere that we went. And the first day we got to Paris, we went to the Eiffel Tower.
Yes.
So I think the kids loved it. Again,
We went up to the second
floor.
second floor of the Eiffel Tower,
Which
was plenty.
Yeah, I don't know that I need to go all the way to the top. I think the second
it was plenty because it costs more to go to the top.
And we couldn't get tickets. Like they were already sold out. And again, I had been stalking them for weeks. But I think I might be, I don't want to say afraid of heights, but like I don't love it. So the second floor for me was totally fine. And I thought it was a great experience.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
The Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, because I'm like, it's an Eiffel Tower. Like, okay, we're going up.
No, you
great.
have to
But
go
then,
to
like,
the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. It's part
You
of
have
going to
to.
France. But like, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I mean, this should be obvious, but you can see the Eiffel Tower without going to the Eiffel
Yeah, you
Tower.
can see it from a lot of places.
Like, you don't have to get tickets to go inside or to go up. You can also get tickets to go inside without going up. So if you are afraid of heights, like, you can still stand underneath the Eiffel Tower and take your pictures and do the things. You actually get the best pictures of the Eiffel Tower not by being in the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
But that was a great experience. Again, the kids were like, whoa, it's way bigger than we thought.
Yeah, I think a great part of this entire trip, and like, that also included, is just seeing their reactions to things.
Yes. Yeah. Just seeing it through their eyes, I think, is so special. And I mean, Aston, like, she wanted a beret, and I mean, it was adorable. Like, everything was just so Parisian and so perfect, and I absolutely loved it.
Yes.
We also went to the Louvre, which, the Louvre is the Louvre. It is massive. You could spend multiple days there. You're not going to get through it all in a day. Of course, we went and saw the Mona Lisa. Of course, we went and saw...
Which is not, for those that don't know, it's not a very large picture.
It's a very small picture.
You would think it's this massive portrait. Not at all.
Mona is small, okay? So we kind of rushed to see the Mona Lisa. We also went and saw, oh gosh.
Don't ask me the names of the sculptures. I know what you're talking about, the one with no arms.
Yes.
I think it's like supposed to be Venus.
Venus, yes, we saw Venus. Does she have wings?
I don't think so.
I've been to the Louvre before, so I wasn't paying super close attention.
No.
It's also like, it's pretty crowded, so I was like, worried about the kids, but they, for what it was, they had a good time. we actually ended up meeting our friend Amy there. Shout out to Curly Q Lou, which was so fun to
Yeah,
just
because this
like
is one of Jess's friends that she has made through her various ventures online and social media over the years, and had never actually met her in person. And,
yeah.
and they've been friends for a few years now.
Well, and this is like when I say like a friend, like we have spent hours talking on the phone. Like she is a true friend, but we have never met in person. She lives in Colorado. We live in North Carolina. And she was like, hey, what days are you going to be in Paris again? Because I'm heading over there after like a work thing. And so we ended up meeting at the Louvre. It was so fun, so perfect. And then her and I afterwards went to Pauline, which when we're talking about like the money that we spent, there was only two things that I wanted to do on the entirety of this trip, which is I wanted to go to the Pauline store. So if you like beautiful purses, you've been warned. And then I wanted to go to Rituals, which is like a bath and body and skin type store. They do not ship to the United States. I don't know why. And I wanted to go and stock up on my favorite body products from there. So those were really the only two things. And I went to Pauline not even thinking like that I would buy a purse. But I did end up buying a
And you were
purse.
in there forever.
It was such a nice experience. Amy ended up buying a purse as well. Afterwards, we learned that we actually spent less buying it
Yes.
in Paris than if we would have bought it online and had it shipped to us. So that was a win. And then also, the two purses that we got, the straps were thick enough to where they could like emboss them and do a gold stamp of our initials, which they only do in store. So that felt extra special. And then
As long as you were happy.
and then when we went to the airport, when I was at Pauline, they ended up doing the paperwork to get the VAT tax back. And so I filed for that at the airport. So I'm actually getting another $40 back. So girl math, I spent less by buying it
I mean,
in
that's not girl
Paris.
math. That was just math in general, technically.
Yeah, but it's like a win, right? You spent less on the purse overall. You got something super special that you can't do when you order it online, which is like getting your initials onto the strap, which was so nice. And I'm getting money back for the tax.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if you're going to buy a luxury item, make sure that you ask for the VAT paperwork. They fill it out for you. And then you just have to give it to the little area at the airport and you'll get your taxes back. So $40 ain't nothing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about certain other luxury items, sometimes like watches, stuff like that, depending on what country you're in.
Yes.
Those could be less expensive in that, said country. I like watches. I didn't do any watch shopping because the watches that I want, I currently cannot afford. And I don't like looking at things I can't buy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's one day. But I will say this was not a like $1,000 or $2,000 purse. It was not a Louis Vuitton or anything like that. I think it was 340 euros. I think it was 390 online. Like if I would have bought it from the US, and I think it was 340 euros in Paris. I didn't have to pay for uh initials getting put on the strap, and then I get the $40 back for the taxes. So, nothing crazy. It's a small purse, but she's so cute. She's called the number one, and she's adorable. Let me know if you want the link because she's so cute. So we did that after the Louvre. We also did a riverboat cruise on the Seine. That was really nice as well. I think two of my favorite things were the Christian Dior Museum. Our daughter takes sewing lessons. She wants to be a fashion designer. And
Yes.
so when I found out about the Christian Dior
That was
Museum,
her surprise.
I was like, we have to do this. And honestly, it exceeded my expectations. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, I would go back.
Yeah, no, like I had zero interest in Christian Dior prior to going on the trip, and I still have zero interest in Christian Dior. But the museum was interesting because, once again, I like museums and I like the history of things, even if
Yeah.
I don't have an interest in that specific thing. So it was interesting to learn about Christian Dior, his upbringing, his inspiration for like how he created things. That was interesting.
But it was also
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was very nicely done.
How it was curated.
And it's connected to it's the museum is part of the original Christian Dior store.
Yes, yeah, so it's
like the first
literally
one.
in the building, like his office and everything, which I thought was very
Yeah.
interesting as well. It's in a very affluent
Yeah.
part of town.
It's like you look around and just think of every luxury brand, and that's
Yeah,
right around there.
like Harry Winston and, Yves Saint Laurent and all I mean, just all of those are, like, within, a couple of blocks of each other.
Yeah, and I think you
Um,
turned our daughter into like she's a little bit got some expensive taste now.
she's always had expensive tastes, but she
I'm like, you're
came
gonna
out
have to
like
have a
that.
good job, girl.
I know.
She's like looking at all these like luxuries. Can we go in there? I'm like, no.
Like, first of all, absolutely not, and
Will they even let us in as
no, with
peasants?
kids, absolutely not, no. But it was absolutely beautiful, so if you have any kind of, interest in fashion at all, highly recommend. It was absolutely stunning, far exceeded my expectations, and again, was not super expensive. I don't remember off the top of my head how much the tickets were, but at no point was I like, "Oh my gosh, this is too much." And the costs for the kids everywhere were very, very highly reduced.
Yeah, or free for some
Yeah,
of the places we
or
went.
sometimes free. I think that I mean, I wanna say they were, like, maybe 20 bucks a person for an adult. It was I mean, it was worth it, but you have to get a ticket before you go. Like,
Yeah,
all of these tickets we did pre-purchase. We also went to the Luxembourg Gardens.
that was very nice.
That is free. It's literally just a public garden.
That's beautiful.
That's absolutely stunning, like straight out of like a Bridgerton show. But what I will say is that they have these sailboats that you can rent that are handcrafted and hand sewn, like the sails are hand sewn. And it's like €8 for a half an hour, but the kids get to pick out their own sailboat and kind of sail them around the basin in front of like this beautiful building that's in the gardens. And our kids did not want to leave.
No, like for just like a basic sailboat, that only thing that was pushing it was the wind that was blowing.
Yes, and then they get
It
these
had a
little,
little
like,
stake to kind of
sticks.
like guide it across. They were having a ball.
And I
Like,
knew that they would. It's funny because, we were walking a lot and it was getting hotter, and there was times where I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna do this next," and then, like, our son would be like, "No, I just wanna go home," and I'm like, "No, you're gonna love this," and so we went, they picked out their boats, and then, again, they loved it and they did not want to leave.
and it was nice because it was something that took them away from their, electronics. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do a lot on I mean, it's not like we were
but it's
walking
nice.
around with a
Yeah.
tablet.
But it's nice to do things that are just basic, basic fun kid stuff.
Yeah. No, it was so I mean, we were out in nature, they have tons of seating available, so we just, like, sat and the kids, of course, they were, like, starting to race with some of the other kids, and then, like, the sailboat would crash into another kid's boat, and it just was one of those, like, "Oh, this is so nice." Like, I could do this on a Saturday
Yeah, I
morning,
mean, it was like
you know?
I've never seen any park like it in the US.
No,
Like, it
it's
was a
absolutely
beautiful park.
beautiful. And they have, so we went to the park with the idea that I wanted them to do the sailboats. But you can play tennis there. You have like there was this when we walked through the park, there was like very clearly like a school group playing
Yeah, basketball
basketball.
courts and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean it's a very large park. I think they also do like programming and exhibits and things like that as well, but highly recommend you can walk to the park. It's completely free, and if you want to do the sailboats, it was like €8 for a half an hour and you get to pick your boat, and I thought it was just so special and so cute.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um Anything else you want to say about France
Like I said, France exceeded my expectations. As far as living
or
there,
Paris, I should say?
yeah, as far as living there, only reason is might would be like it's expensive because part of like us looking to move abroad is not to drastically increase our cost of
Yes.
living, and
We would
like
actually want to ideally decrease our
yes,
cost of living because we would want to do a lot of
yeah, and
traveling.
I just don't see that happening in Paris because Paris is one of the most expensive cities
Yeah.
in the world at least from a housing standpoint. Now, when it comes to like groceries and everything else, it was very affordable.
Yes. I mean, we had like our morning croissants
Yeah,
every
I
day
would even say
and
like even eating out wasn't crazy expensive.
no, and it wasn't. And a lot of times we would just go to the bakery in the morning. We would grab something, to walk to wherever we needed to go, or hop on the bus or hop on the subway, and then we would grab a sandwich or something for the afternoon. Do you remember that baguette with the
I,
butter?
I was able to say the sandwich with the butter, like
Oh, I could
I
eat that
think
every
one thing
day.
that U.S. sandwich making is missing is adding butter to a sandwich.
Oh my gosh. It was like we were just sitting on like a park bench, literally eating like fresh
But
baguette with butter, and it had like
I think it had butter and it had like
ham and cheese or
I don't even think it
something.
had ham. I think it was like pastrami or something like that.
You mean prosciutto?
Whatever,
Not
something.
pastrami.
I don't know these things.
Oh my
But
gosh.
anyways,
I think it had prosciutto and cheese and
it
just
was
a rich
delicious.
layer of butter, and it was so perfect. Oh my gosh. But yes, the food wasn't super expensive. For our Airbnb, we had a little 2-bedroom studio. It was absolutely adorable. Had 1 bathroom, had a washer,
And a pull-out couch.
and a pull-out couch that your mom slept on. So I think for a family of 4, like 2 adults, 2 kids, it would have been fine. Had your mom not been there, one of the kids would have slept in the living room, one of the kids would have had their own room, and then we would have had to share a bathroom. But we had a washer, we had a dryer, we had a little kitchen, and it was in the heart of everything.
Yeah.
And it was
The
so
location was great.
cute. Location was, I mean, phenomenal. And that was $1,941, and we were there for 3 nights.
Yes.
Yes. So from Paris proper, we took about a 40 to 45-minute drive, and we went to Paris Disney, and we surprised our kids. So that is going to be the next episode. Paris Disney, here we come.
Sugar Daddy Podcast, yo.